Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Brooklyn High
School alma mater. Now remain standing and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Okay, thank you so much for coming out for our 25th annual Instant Replay concert. We're so glad that you're here. I know that it's a beautiful night. It would be one of those nights where we probably could be at the stadium doing these performances, but it's nice to bring it inside, gives it a little bit different of an atmosphere, so we're really appreciative that you come out on your Wednesday evening to check this out. This group behind me has done a lot of work in the last few months. This is something that doesn't just begin when band camp starts at the end of July, beginning of August. You know, this is something that is in the works before school gets out the year before. We start talking about music, we start getting that together, we start having auditions for Drumline, for Hurricettes, and all of the things that go along with our group before school gets out the previous year. So this has been something that we've been planning for months and months, more than half a year. And I'm really proud of our group. They have been a highlight this year, and it's been awesome to watch the arc. For us, it's about the journey, from what it was like in July to what it is going to be like on Friday night when we're against Cuyahoga Heights at Cuyahoga Heights. It's the beauty of it. It's all about the progression. So I always say that, Mr. Keller's little phrase is, it's not a sprint, it's marathon. And I like to say BSF, which stands for best so far. And each week, that's what we're aiming for. So every week needs to be better than the week before. Every rehearsal needs to be better than the rehearsal before. That's the mantra that we live by. Let's get better and better. If you didn't get it this week, get it next week. If you didn't get it that week, let's make sure that we get it the week after. And water the bamboo. I just started talking. All right. The concept of watering the bamboo, if you own a bamboo plant, that's something that you're going to take care of and you're going to foster and you're going to water for years and years and years and years. And you're never going to see it grow any bigger. And then there's going to be that one year where it just grows like 10, 12 feet in one season. And that's kind of the idea behind what we have established here. We're very proud of our students. We're proud of their leadership skills. We're proud of their playing. We're proud that we're the top dog in our conference. And I'd like to thank them tonight for everything that they've done. We're a student-run activity. If you're ever to see what's going on behind the scenes, I would invite anybody to come and check out and see what's happening on a Friday night after you drop your son or daughter off. We have people warming up. We have people passing out uniforms. We have people getting ready to go to the game. We have people loading the truck. We have people making last-minute adjustments or alterations to the uniforms, things that are being fixed, things that are being loaded, all instruments that are being repaired, all kinds of stuff that's going on behind the scenes before we step off or load up a bus. And the majority of that is run by our student body and our community members, our parents that come in and volunteer. Our students take an awesome amount of ownership when it comes to this organization. On Wednesday nights, they'll call their own sectionals. You know, I know that I send out a message that says, hey, sectionals will be at 6 o'clock. I just put that out there because the students asked me to do that. I don't run the sectionals at 6 o'clock. I'm usually setting up a field. They run it. And so I'm really proud of the fact that they take ownership in our organization and make those types of things happen. Some of our top officers, as you can see in the program, I'm going to recognize right now. They've been fantastic this year, helping lead the way and carry on the traditions of our marching band. And so I'm going to have them stand behind me when I call their name. Our officers in the band this year, our band president is Zach Masseri. Zach, please stand up. Our vice president is Florence Sokol. Our underclassman representative is Adam Cowper. I'd say one of the toughest jobs is being the librarian. Okay, people are like, oh, that's got to be easy. No, they're the only people that are allowed to touch music, and you can't imagine if your son or daughter is in the Drumline. We have 3 snare drummers. I make 30 copies of the snare part, okay? Because they always tend to lose them or they get ruined somehow. And so these young ladies that are our librarians do a phenomenal job in making sure that everybody has the music they need when they need it. And I can't say enough about them. Jocelyn Eskew, please stand up. Jade Freed. And Isabella Lodig. Our loading crew are hard workers as well. I know that not everybody realizes this, but they help load the truck before we go over to the stadium on Wednesday nights to rehearse. They help unload it when it's there. They load it again when the rehearsal's over, and then they come back to the school and unload it again. And then that carries over to Friday night when we're loading to go to games and unloading. I mean, they do a ton of work. And I'm so appreciative because that was something I could handle back in the day, but at my age, I need all the help I can get to get this stuff loaded. But I got to give props to our loading crew. Our loading crew captain this year is Jaden Schultz. Jaden, stand up. And we had a very dedicated crew, Danny Pham, Gabe Osorio, and Erin Sharp. Let's have another round of applause for all of our band officers for 2023-24. Okay, we're going to continue on into our next part of the program. What you just heard was pregame, and so we're going to continue on with our opener for the whole season. It features Erin Sharp as a trumpet soloist, along with Zach Masseri, who joins her as a duet. And the Hurricettes are going to be on flags. This is Montero. As they're getting set up, I'd like to really quickly say that it's been an outstanding season. We've had a great time. We've been really blessed with beautiful weather. Friday night, we are at Cuyahoga Heights. Feel free to come out and join us against the Red Wolves. Looking forward to that this week. And it looks like we're going to have a pretty decent night. Hopefully that rain stays away. And if you want to see the band one last time, definitely come out on Friday night to Cuyahoga Heights to check it out. Okay, we have many more student leaders on our stage other than our officers. We have our section leaders. As you can see, they are quite important. They're on the front page of the program. So I'm going to recognize them as well. If they could stand when I call their name. In our flute section, our section leader is Jocelyn Eskew. Our clarinet section leader is Caitlin Lenhart. Our saxophone section leader is Jaden Schultz. Our trumpet section leader is Zach Masseri. Zach has a fan club. Okay. Our low brass section leader is Florence Sokol. Our drumline section leader, you can just raise his hand, Colin Flanagan. And our Hurricette captain this year is Jessica Burns, right up front. So we're going to continue on with our next selection. Actually do two in a row here. This is the first percussion feature. It's entitled Raptor, and then that will be followed by our first dance feature, which was To Be Loved. Let me bring the drum line up for you. And now our first dance feature, To Be Loved. Okay, thank you so much. One of the things that that's working behind the scenes that I know people kind of pick up on it. We're very proud of the fact that when our halftime show is going on, that we have a number of parents on the track helping with the logistics behind the scenes, setting down flags, taking care of pom-poms, moving giant houses out onto the field. I mean, there's a ton going on behind the scenes, more than anyone possibly could fathom. Our parent group is unbelievable, and just so proud that that we're able to accomplish what we accomplish with that combination of staff and students and parents each year. It's just outstanding. From the very beginning, you know, we're already kind of communicating before we even get to band camp, and a lot of things are already rolling along. But it starts then, obviously, with our students coming in for band camp. Our parents are responsible for making sure that every kid is fitted in a uniform. If something needs to be altered, it's taken care of. They make sure that all the shoes are fitted, that all the gloves are fitted. They take care of the refreshments at band camp. We have a luncheon on the last day. Our parents take care of all that for our students. They take care of the popsicle refreshments each day. When you attend the games on Friday nights, our parent group takes care of not only giving refreshments to our band members, but to the other band as well. That's something that's not often reciprocated at other schools. And so we're proud of the fact that we still do that kids can come from other bands to our school and look forward to a Krispy Kreme donut. It might be a small thing, but it's cool when you're not getting that every week. We also have a group that is taking care of what's going on logistically band camp week. You know, I have people that take summer vacation to hang out at band camp. Okay, that says a lot about their level of interest and dedication. We have parents that are taking care of the loading, the unloading. We had, like I said before, a moving set, a house that actually had smoke coming out of a chimney and a light that turned on. They take care of the chaperoning. They're riding on the buses with us. They're working on the sidelines like I mentioned before. And then obviously all the things that they're there for fundraising. We did a gold card fundraiser that just was unbelievable this year, and then our snap race fundraiser was even more stellar. So we appreciate not only the support of them, but also the support of all the other people that were involved behind the scenes. Whether you donated some money for a fundraiser, or you purchased a gold card, or you were riding on a bus, we appreciate you. If you dedicated any of your time during this season as a chaperone, as a volunteer, whatever you did, you worked a table, you drove for the fundraiser, whatever it was, if you could just stand up right now and be recognized, we'd appreciate it. Please stand if you've been to anything. Come on up. Stand up. Let's have a round of applause for these parents that have volunteered their time. Without the executive committee, I know that, I mean, pretty much every week, I would say multiple times throughout the week, I'm communicating with Kayla Jogan, our booster president this year, and you know it's an awesome group of parents that we have coming in that are there for our students, and it's a lot of fun too. You know, you're like, man, it's got to be tough, like pulling that flag card all over the place. Yeah, but we have a good time too, and it's lighthearted, and we enjoy ourselves, and I know that they do, and there's a lot of friendships that have been established through this. I'd like to recognize our Music Booster Executive Committee right now, though. I could see Kayla in the back. Kayla Jogan is our booster president. Give it up for Kayla. Returning this year, because I know both of her sons have graduated, but we appreciate her volunteering her time as well, our Vice President, Gwen Childers. Give it up for Gwen. She came back for another year. Kate Allenson is our treasurer. Kate's in the back as well. And this year's secretary is Kim Cummings. Kim's in the back. You know, it's an awesome opportunity. If anything, you know, on the fourth Tuesday of every month, we don't have meetings for hours and hours. I know it looks like we spend all this time getting ready for these things, but our meetings are literally 30 to 45 minutes. Okay? We would love to see more faces at our meetings. You know, I mean, that's one of those ones where I stay the whole day, and I have administrators that are coming to these meetings as well, and it would be awesome to see some fresh faces there and some people that, you know, we're not asking you to go out and ride the bus to every away game. You know, we're not asking you to drive out to Fairport Harbor with us, but we would love to see you come out just to see what it's all about. If anything, to just say hi. You can ask me questions. I'm there. Mrs. Cipriani's there. Feel free to come out. Fourth Tuesday of every month. We have one coming up. It's posted in the program for November. We're going to carry on with our program now, and we're going to do the next two songs. So this is going to be Atomic, which was our second percussion feature, as well as It Was, which we debuted at Homecoming and we performed with our alumni. We had over 100 alumni come back. We had all of our 7th and 8th grade band students and our high school band on the field all at the same time. Homecoming was a stellar evening. So these are those next few tunes. I'd also like to give special recognition to the choreographer for our second dance feature, which was our Hurricette captain, Jessica Burns, up here in the front. So everything that you're about to see in this dance, she choreographed and taught it, okay? That is easier said than done. And so if you ever see her just walking about, pull her aside and tell her she did an awesome job, because I believe that she did. We're going to bring our drum line up for Atomic. And now, As It Was. So I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but on Mondays when we come in after a Friday night performance, we usually stay in, depending on the weather that week, and we will roll through the show. So we are blessed that pretty much on Friday nights, it's on YouTube before the kids get home from the game, okay? And I watch that multiple times over the weekend, and I write up a critique of it. And I call it the news. So the news is informative. It gives you like, hey, what's going on this week? What's going on the week after? Where we're going to be? What time we got to be there? All those kind of details, the rehearsals, the performances, all that. And then we kind of get into some reminders for the week. You know, and sometimes that's like, you need to make sure you got your band t-shirt on. You need to make sure that you have on black socks. You know, don't wear the pink Argyle socks this week. Okay? So we kind of roll through those types of things, and then I do a critique of the show. And we usually always end Monday with someone that gets a special recognition. And that person is then labeled as the player of the week for that week. And this ends up being an important occasion. It's rather tough, though, at times, because I think that they all could deserve it at some points in the year. This is the ultimate team activity. You know, if someone's missing, there's a gap there that you can't make up for. You can't throw somebody else in that spot. Okay? If someone's missing, that sound is gone. It affects everyone around them. And so that's an important piece of this is collectively, they all lead, they all deserve it at times. And some weeks, they move up together and they grow as a group, and they hit some of these major highlighted moments all together. So I'm really proud of that, but I would like to recognize some of these students that did receive that special recognition and a few special announcements for tonight. It's in your program, and so we'll kind of rattle them off. If you didn't know that your son or daughter received Player of the Week, ask them why they did, because I usually explain it to the band and talk it up before I announce the person's name. So for week 1, and I'm going to have all of them stand. If for week 1, Ellie Loudon was our Player of the Week. Stand up, Ellie. For week 2, it was Florence Sokol. For week 3, laying it down on the tuba line, Danny Pham. For week 4 on trumpet, Erin Sharp. For week 5 in the drumline, Adam Cowper. Week 6, trumpet soloist, Zach Masseri. For week 7, captain and choreographer, Jessica Burns. And then this next group for week 8 really speaks to the fact that it is a group concept, okay? Not one of these people in this group can be there and make it totally perfect and functional without the other pieces in their section. You know, if someone's absent in any of the other sections, yeah, it might be a little bit quieter of a section that week, but we can kind of make it happen. With this section, if someone's missing, it is very difficult to pull it off. But they did a phenomenal job with a few absences this year and sticking together and being an awesome crew of outstanding musicians, all of them either freshmen or sophomores. Our bass drum line, Landon Blankenship. Go ahead and raise a hand, guys. Yep. Austin Adkins. Dennis Hart. And Ralph Rivas. And so for week 9, this past week, someone that has actually impressed me week after week after week, and there's this moment, almost like a light bulb moment for this person, when they realize that they could contribute to the next level and really dominate as far as producing sound and playing with awesome musicality and being an outstanding marcher. Though a young student, this person has really impressed us as directors, and it's not just like week 9, it's week after week after week, and I love to watch his progression as a musician. So I got to give it up for trumpet section member Xander Roland. Let's give them a round of applause for all our players of the week. Okay, a tradition that you can see in our program is our senior song. So we're so looking forward to performing this for you because there are literally like 5 or 6 people on the stage that have played it before. We passed the music out on Monday. And so we're so looking forward to performing What a Man Gotta Do from their 2020 show. They usually pick something from their freshman year, and we usually only get 2 or 3 days to practice it and put it together. So I'm going to look forward to playing on this one, and I think Mr. Keller is going to join us as well. Before we get to the senior song, our senior class has been outstanding this year. What an awesome group of leaders. From officer positions to section leader positions to just being fantastic leaders on the field. Our students are leading in every way that they can. And usually our seniors are the ones that are driving that and showing other people what they should do when they get into that role. So I'm going to recognize our seniors. If they could stand and be recognized when I call their name. And so we start with our clarinet section, Caitlin Lenhart. Reese Buxar. Hannah Chingari. In our trumpet section, Zach Masseri. On tuba, Gabe Osorio. On the Hurricette dance line, Desiree Gales. Desiree, turn around. Okay. Annabelle Jaguar. Amber Rice. And Rebecca Fagiani. Let's have a giant round of applause for all our seniors, class of 2024. And we're going to continue on with the senior song, What a Man Gotta Do. All right, check it out. It's always a fun one, always a fun one. There's only a handful of people that remember those songs. So I remember playing it the other day, and people were like, I've never heard this song before. Some of the Hurricettes was like, I don't remember this one. It's old. That's what my wife says about some music. She's like, this song is old. It came out like last year. I listen to old music then. Okay. Before we move on and finish things off with our closer this year, A few important thank yous. Number one, I'd like to thank all of our administration. I can see Matthew Larson in the back, our principal here at the high school. I see Dr. Claris with his wife over there. I'm good? Yep. Okay. And man, such a supportive, awesome administrative group that we have. So supportive of our program. And I can't say enough about them. There's never a moment where they're not asking how things are going and saying hi in the hallway and how are things. And I really appreciate that. Usually we're all moving a mile a minute. But it's that they take the time to ask how things are going that's the important part of that. And I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, and I know that our students do and our parents do as well. Let's give a round of applause for our building administration and our central office administrators. It's definitely a bonus to come to work and be able to work with your friends. I'm lucky enough that I get to work with my best friend, my wife. And I mean, the reason that we're together is because of marching band. And so you gotta love it. We actually got engaged at a football game. If you want to see the newspaper article, it's hanging on my office door. But I know that she does a ton. And it starts way back in April and May. And the Hurricettes are practicing pretty much all summer. And they've been meeting for weeks and weeks before we even get to the first day of band camp. And that's time that people are putting in and sacrificing, and I appreciate all that she does for not only them, but for our family. I mean, already today, we've come to work. She left to go home and make sure that my own kids are taken care of, and then she's come back up here for this concert this evening. And that's something that she does every Wednesday and every Friday and quite a few Saturdays during the season. So I got to give it up for my own wife, my best friend, Mrs. Sullivan. It's crazy that I've known Mr. Keller and Mr. Black for longer than I haven't. And it is definitely a team effort. And I am blessed to be able to work with them. We definitely, Mr. Keller and I have 5th and 6th grade bands together, and we also teach the high school. And it's just an awesome thing. He does an outstanding job with our drumline, does an outstanding job helping with everything that needs to be done. And it's definitely a collective. You know, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And to be able to come in and feel comfortable enough with somebody to be able to do that and be able to make things happen for kids is an awesome thing. So let's give it up for Mr. Keller. And then I know that this is going to be on YouTube later this evening. We do an unbelievable job. I take that back. Mr. Black does an unbelievable job of making our presence known online. We have multiple kids that come in the other bands daily and go, Sullivan, I checked out the tenor GoPro on Saturday. I watched it 50 times. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But I mean, kids are coming in and checking that stuff out. We asked them if they watched Friday's show, and even the younger kids are saying that they have. So Mr. Black is the reason why that happens. And he does it with a lot of pride. He's put a lot of time, a lot of his own money and effort into making that happen. And I appreciate every moment that he sacrifices to come in after a long day or on a weekend and make sure that the video is uploaded to YouTube so that our students can watch it. So let's give it up for Mr. Black in the back. All right, we're going to continue on. This is one of those things that this is one of those songs that I've been wanting to do forever. And it was on the list. You know, when you're making the list, you're listening to tunes, and I was like, we got to do this. It's one of my favorite musicals, and I've watched other bands do this song in the past, and I'm like, yeah, we need to be a part of this and make this happen. So this is The Wedding Dance from Fiddler on the Roof. It will feature Zach Masseri and Erin Sharp on trumpet. Enjoy. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out this evening. We really appreciate your support. We hope to see you in the coming weeks as we start to prepare for our musical. Believe it or not, there's a special announcement on Monday of what that exactly is going to be. So I'm so looking forward to that. I already know, and I'm excited about it. I get chills when I just say what I just said. So looking forward to that. We will have our annual holiday concert on Saturday, December 9th. That's also in the program. That's one of those events where we have multiple grade levels throughout the day. And this group obviously will be out on the field again on Friday night. And it's the last game, so man, this is rain or shine. We will be out on the field on Friday night to cap off our season with an exclamation point in Cuyahoga Heights. So I'm going to actually bring the drum line up, and we're going to call it an evening. Feel free to stick around and check out the cadences. They're going to run through the entire cadence cycle. So this is a good one to get on video for sure. Thank you so much. Let's have one more huge round of applause for all of our student musicians.
Seniors, picks, let's get some pictures.